for the most part, the entire media is complicit. They sit over here, they shake their heads because I'm out here upset about what's going on. You're just supposed to stand up and illegal ligaments, Title 42, Joe Biden. Can't do it, folks. Can't do it. So they can all do that and have a great time with it. Oh, and by the way, they get unlimited budgets. They're not on probation. Do you have any idea how fun it is to try to do this at InfoWars? Let me tell you how fun it is, folks. We fight through probations on everything. Access to the internet, access to funds, even access to me not even being in jail. But hey, that's fine. That's fine. That's what you get for telling the truth. That's what you get for being a freedom fighter.
Title 42 officially expired as of yesterday, and Owen Schroyer along with InfoWars are on top of it, reporting live from the southern border's collapse. I mean, not this specific spot, but there's reason for that. What you see is one way in and one way out. President Biden's immigration policies has caused this mess of an open border, although Owen said in another video that thousands of migrants are being processed, which kind of disproves that. Maybe another location isn't doing so good.
Go back to the regular U.S. immigration laws the way it was before COVID.
That doesn't look too bad either. People are listening to instructions and waiting their turn in order to seek asylum. Actually, Title 42 is a Trump-era policy, so what exactly are Republicans doing to help those seeking asylum?
The Republican members that are here today, what have you all done to help Joe Biden in this year that you all have waited for?
All right, so that's a ridiculous and silly question. I want to commend you for being the media and telling it Democrat policy. So let me ask you something.
Come on, man, that's been going on for 20 years.
Yeah, okay, hey, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What rate of illegal immigration did we have in 2020? Do you know anything? I asked you a question. Do you know anything?
How long have you been in office?
I've been in office 11 years now.
And this has been take the count during multiple administrations.
Except you're okay. You don't get to argue with me. You asked your question. You asked your question. You don't get. You want to hold a press conference? You can do it over there.
How are you?
You want to hold a press conference? You can do it over there.
How are you?
So hold on. I'm going to answer his question.
Senator Ted Cruz will go on to say, quote, in 2020, the last year of the Trump presidency, we had the lowest rate of illegal immigration in 45 years. What he meant was arrests of people trying to cross illegally into the U.S. from Mexico plunged to the lowest level since 1971, as fewer people attempted the trek, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Meanwhile, immigration arrests in the interior of the country increased by 25%, the data shows. Was that because the Trump administration created and used policies to restrict the flow of asylum seekers? And because this was the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic? So, Title 42 comes from a federal law that dates back to 1944, meant to help prevent the spread of communicable disease. It's what essentially gave authority to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to take emergency action in March of 2020, allowing immigration authorities to quickly expel migrants and denying entry to asylum seekers. The 1944 Public Health Service Act established an administrative structure for the country to deal with national and international health problems that could arise, both in wartime and in peace. According to NPR, overall, Title 42 is pretty obscure and definitely not a measure imagined to operate as central to the debate over immigration and asylum law. I'm sure some border towns and cities are chaotic right now, but y'all know how when conservatives want to pin security border problems on Biden or Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, they complain about how many pounds of drugs are being seized at the border? Is that what this is? Lying, embellishing, refusing to approach this issue with details and nuance? Here's the thing. Earlier this week, Bernard B. Carrick, 40th Police Commissioner of the New York City Police Department and New York Times bestselling author, tweeted, "This invasion of the U.S. is authorized by Joe Biden's White House and being supported by Senator Schumer, Speaker Pelosi, and the Democrats. Who is going to financially support these people? The American taxpayer. I don't what party you are in. This is bleeping wrong." Now, many people on Twitter, including the likes of Mueller, she wrote, responded with, "This photo is from 2018. You're telling me a cybersecurity expert such as yourself doesn't know how to reverse Google a photo?" And Carrick said, "No, I was not aware that photo was taken in 2018, nor do I care. My tweet was not about that photo and not about Title 42 specifically." So what was the tweet about? Why tweet the picture if it wasn't about that in the first place? Carrick didn't want to show this aerial view of Honduran migrants from October 27th, 2018. So even if it was a picture of migrants illegally crossing the border, it isn't. It would have been when Trump was in office. And yes, this image did make its way around the internet before people can either acknowledge or ignore the truth. Yes, the rate of people trying to get into the country legally and illegally seems to be higher under Biden than what it was for former President Trump, just like Trump's rate seems to be higher than Obama's. But this is a lack of accountability at its best, or worst. Are we forgetting about court order rulings about Title 42 and who could and couldn't rescind it, and how many people Biden expelled using this policy? It's like midterm elections are coming and Republicans have nothing to actually offer Americans and would even welcome violence to be permitted against migrants. And Democrats don't want to admit that they don't really care about those seeking asylum. Weird. Thanks for watching. Meet the next Donald J. Trump. He's already been called a sexist and a racist. So watch how 45 inspires him. You can find the link to that video in the description below. If you're looking for more of my content, click the Jeff Wiggins hashtag or visit my YouTube channel called We Gonna Be Alright. And as a reminder, my architect knows Japanese.